Okay. Alright, I am gonna get started then. I believe I'm live. Alright, I'm gonna get started in... Hold on, let me give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So... I'm running World Peace today, so this is going to be fun. Big responsibility with Odyssey, one of the most popular speed games right now. Okay, I believe I'm live. Yeah, so basically the timings, I believe what you're saying right now is when we start and end the run. So we start the run on this is my first time, so yeah, excuse me. But yeah, we start the run on the file, on the new file. Whoops. And then the run ends when we go through the electric pole at the end, so we will capture the pole, and I'll let you know when that happens, by the way. And then a few seconds after we capture it, we will go forward, and then that's when the timer ends. Okay. So yeah, I'll try and explain some of the run as I go along, but there's not much to explain in this kingdom. There is a trick you can do here called left side, where we can basically go on the cap. But I'm going to be doing a lot of beginner strats in this run, because, yeah, as you can see, I'm not that great. I don't do any clips and stuff, which kind of makes it good for marathons, because it makes it kind of consistent. But yeah, we do a few tricks, but not too many. Enough to save enough time, I guess. So... Okay, so that's Cap Kingdom. That's not the end of the run. That's the other electric pole. I should have been clear on that. See, as you can tell, it's my first time. I'm sure it's a lot of people's first times today. GG. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to get into Cascade. So I'm doing a really bad job in explaining. But yeah. So basically, yeah, I've tried to practice commentary, but it was mainly for the other kingdoms, so I think it's Sand and later I practice for. But yeah, thanks for the good luck, guys. Yeah, so each kingdom, as you'll see in the top left, there is a required amount of moons, and it will be with the little circles, you'll be able to tell how many moons you need, apart from in Bowser's Kingdom. And also in Moon Kingdom, it doesn't actually require any moons. But Bowser's Kingdom doesn't actually tell you how many moons you need, but I believe it's 8. So we will be collecting some moons there, although it doesn't actually tell you until you've completed the final boss fight in Bowser's Kingdom. But in this kingdom, we only need 5, so it's quite a quick kingdom, along with Cap. So we're going to just make our way up to the boss, and there's actually a trick here that uses the Dino, which is quite easy to do, but not very consistent recently for me. So I think the main reason why I fail it quite a lot is if you're starting out in this game, I would follow this as well. That may actually not make it. Yeah, it's not going to make it. Okay. I think 2 runs ago I failed it 3 times in a row, so as long as we don't get 3 fails, that's fine. Setting my boundaries quite low. But yeah, a lot of the time I will sprint, and then actually miss the platform. So you actually need a foot. Yeah, that misses again. You actually need a foot to touch the trampoline, and then you'll be able to make it onto the rock. So if you hit the rock at a certain height, which you'll see hopefully in a minute, I wasn't expecting to do that. Yeah, there you go. And then it will trigger the cutscene, because there is a massive cutscene trigger right there. So we'll be able to start the cutscene. And then a lot of the cutscenes in this game, obviously, we won't be seeing because you can just skip them all, which is obviously going to make it a lot more viable to speedrun, I guess. But yeah, I should also describe what world peace is. So there is any %, which is quite similar to world peace. When I'm describing the moons, I should probably explain this, but yeah. So there's any %, which just means beat each kingdom, so you just need to collect the amount of moons in each kingdom. A lot of the kingdoms will be the exact same as any %, if I decided to do an any % run. But today is world peace, so we need to restore peace to each kingdom. So basically, we need to complete the kingdoms where there is 2 boss fights. We need to complete them both. So in any %, some of the kingdoms you only complete one of the bosses, some of them you only complete, you might not even complete any of the multi-moons in some kingdoms. So it is, obviously, it is slower to do all of this, but obviously in World Peace you need to. It is a requirement. It's quite similar to any %, but it's more fun to watch in my opinion, because there is obviously the festival, which we'll see in Metro Kingdom. That's the main difference, I would say, because we have to obviously go around collecting all the musicians. But then in any % we would collect a few of them, but not all of them, because obviously the festival is quite slow. So we're going to put the 5 moons in. Earlier we were actually told to, obviously, not in English, but we were told to put the moons in the Odyssey, but we don't actually do that because you don't need to do that. If you do that, it will just tell you don't have enough moons, basically. So, oops, capture. That's going to happen more than once. But yeah, so that is Cascade. So we're quite far behind already, not surprised, because of the dino, but that's fine. That happened a lot in a couple of runs prior to this, so nothing to worry about. My estimate is very forgiving, because I actually failed 3 or 4 times in Moon Kingdom a couple of runs ago, and I still managed to get like a 150, so I'm definitely able to beat my estimate. But yeah, the tricks that I do, there are plenty more that save more time, but I do some that save a bit of time. There's actually one coming up here where we basically, it's not actually a trick, but we've basically just got to go as fast as we can right here to be able to make the bird cycle. So there are bird moons in a lot of kingdoms, and if we don't make this cycle, there is an easy backup, which is a good thing. But if we do make it, that'll be good. So we're here in time, and you get the bird just like that. And then we need to pick up the moon. Nice, I actually got it. And then we will collect this one. Instead of going in the pipe, the backup is in the pipe. I'm not sure if it was visible on the screen. But if you go in the pipe, you'll be able to basically get an easy moon in there. You just need to ground pound. Whoops. Damage list is already dead. Didn't expect it to last long. Never does. Oops. So many more bonks. But yeah, we're going to collect that moon right there. Obviously, on our way to these story moons, there are a lot of fast moons on our way. So we'll be collecting a lot of those as we progress. But obviously, on the way to completing the story... there we go. On the way to completing the story, there are some extra moons. So there's actually an extra moon hidden in this area that we're going to hopefully collect. So we can actually skip this, and there's actually a clip in this kingdom where you can clip through the pyramid, but I am, again, not going to do any clips in this run. So this technically counts as an all story moons run, because I am not doing any clips to skip any moons. We actually need that checkpoint, so I'm going to quickly get that. My route actually makes me walk back to the checkpoint, so I will make sure I get that. I've done that once before, and it does take quite a while to get back. So after this, we will actually be, hopefully, dropping down. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do it in time, because I had to waste a little bit getting that checkpoint. But yeah, we're going to, instead of jumping on that platform that just spawned, we are going to capture a bullet bill and just work our way over here, like that. And it's going to save quite a lot of time, because that platform is extremely slow. So the next story moon is to collect all these moon shards in this section. So we're going to collect this one. With hopefully... Okay, no, we didn't make it. Oh, we did make it, wow. I don't know how I actually made that. Okay, nice. Okay, I almost fell off there. And then we'll go back down here for the fourth one. And then there's another one that we would normally require to use these enemies to see. But we can actually just stand on the invisible platforms like this. Glad I didn't miss it. that would have been pretty funny, more than anything. But yeah, obviously there are invisible platforms there, which you can see using the enemies, but we are obviously not going to do that. There we go. And then here is where I need to go back to the checkpoint. So after this, the pyramid will actually unlock, instead of having to clip through it. So this is the point in the run where we will actually go to the pyramid. As you can see there, it's unlocking. And we have another cutscene to skip. So we'll go back to the tower, and then we're going to drop down and get an extra moon before going in the pyramid. Which is another one, which you'll see as a recurring theme. A lot of these moons, obviously there's 880 unique moons in this game. So a lot of them have recurring themes, so plenty of them will be ground pounding spots like this, where actually if you're playing yourself, you'll feel the vibration with the controller, so it makes it a lot easier to tell where they are. Some of them you actually can't tell, I believe, like hint arts, a lot of them make you ground pound, but there's actually not glowing spots in the floor. Instead you have to find them using the hint. So now we're in the pyramid, we're going to try and make our way through. Oh, there we go. Going straight back through the pipe again. Every time. Okay, this is where I normally take damage, yeah. I normally damage boost through here because it's a lot quicker. But yeah, taking damage in this game costs around 2 to 3 seconds. So you obviously want to be avoiding damage as much as you can. Bonks also cost you a few seconds if you're on the ground. And if you like bonk and then you fall down from a higher place, obviously it's going to cost you the amount of time it takes to get back up again, which can literally take ages, which is not good. So hopefully we won't be doing that. I think that's more likely going to happen in Metro. So hopefully we don't. I was doing some practice earlier, make sure we actually can make the jumps there. There is a few in a row that we can do to get some quick moons. But yeah, although there is 20 in Metro, which is the highest requirement, damn it, which is the highest requirement in any kingdom, there are an awful lot of moons where you can just jump from the tower checkpoint and collect the moons from there. So we made the jump. I'm only going to do this jump though, I'm not going to jump here again. I always seem to fail it if I do it again. So yeah, when you collect a moon, it will actually heal you. If you collect a multi-moon and you're on 1 or 2 health, you will actually not be healed. And obviously if you have a life up heart, then if you're on 4 or 5, then it will also heal you. So we're just going to capture a bullet bill again. Be able to make our way over here a lot safer. And then this is the first fight in this kingdom. So there's actually 2 in this kingdom. So when we get this one finished, normally I believe this is the end of any percent. I actually don't run any percent, so I'm not 100% sure what it is anymore. I don't even know if we do... No, I don't even think we do Harriet in any percent. I think we just collect 16 random moons, which is a lot faster in this kingdom. But yeah, for World Peace, we need to do both fights. So we'll not only be doing Harriet, but we'll also be doing Knuckler Tech. So the rule of 3 here, which you're going to see a lot. There we go. So yeah, this fight is a lot easier than the one in Bowser's Kingdom, because in Bowser's Kingdom, you actually need to hit the ball at an angle. Otherwise, there will be instead of being straight in front of Harriet, it will be slightly to the side. So both will be slightly to the side, and you need to hit it at a slight angle. Otherwise, you're going to just miss. Obviously, if you do miss it a certain amount of times, there will be a bigger ball to get you, basically assisting you in the fight. So it doesn't punish you too much if you miss it, but obviously you don't want to be missing it. So that is fight number 1 done. We're going to get warped back to the Odyssey now. Normally, we would get warped back to the Odyssey, and this would be a good time to deposit the moons and move on. But obviously, we're not completely done with this kingdom yet. We're going to go straight back to the tower and jump into that hole that is now there because of the pyramid rising. So I will go back to that checkpoint. So that's actually twice we use this checkpoint, so it's absolutely crucial that I do get it. So yeah, in other runs, like Darker Side... Whoops. Wanted to long jump there, get a bit more distance. But yeah, in runs like Darker Side, we'll actually be collecting more moons than just the 16 required in this kingdom. But obviously this is not a longer category, so we only need to collect the 16 that are actually in this kingdom. So yeah, if anyone has any questions about the run, feel free to ask them, because I feel like there will be a ton of questions that I'm not answering very well. And although I'm a very beginner runner in this game, let's just say that, I have watched quite a lot of Odyssey, so I hopefully will be able to answer some questions. But yeah, there's some big pressure to run this game, because it's been one of the most popular speed games, as I said earlier. Whoops, Joy-Cons froze for a minute there. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often at any crucial part of the run. But yeah, at the end of the run as well, normally if I PB at least, which I'm not sure actually. I've got plenty of time to save, but I'm not sure if I'm going to PB. If I do PB, then I'll be like 10 minutes under estimate. Then you actually verify the run by going to the Mushroom Kingdom and then collecting the World Peace achievement. So I'm not sure if people want me to do that or not. If we are 10 minutes ahead and we need to kill some time, I can do that. But obviously I can understand if that isn't needed. But I'm hoping I can easily beat my estimate. I'm doubting right now that I'm going to get a PB, but it's definitely possible. I think this kingdom was a lot of my time save. So this fight right here, oops. You need to make the fists. You need to make Nucleotech's fists hit the ice. So after that phase, we're going to have the fists. He's going to try and hit us with his fists, and then he's going to make more ice fall after that. Actually, no, he's going to try and hit us, and then... See, I get it wrong every time. In practicing commentary, I also got that wrong, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, so we can actually stand right here and completely dodge it. So if we make him hit the ice there, and on the third cycle, he will randomly throw... Whoops. I tried to go around, because the last 2 runs I have actually missed the cycle, because I was too slow. Luckily there, I wasn't too slow, so glad we were able to keep ourselves going. So if we look up here, we'll actually get the moon spawning quicker. Whoops. And that's the second fight done. So that is the end of Sand Kingdom. So Lake Kingdom is a lot quicker than this. This is, I believe, the 3rd longest kingdom with 16 moons. I think Luncheon has 17 or 18, and Metro has 20. So Lake Kingdom is actually the shortest kingdom at only 8 moons. So one of them is also the boss fight. There's only one boss fight in Lake. But we'll actually be able to do a trick to get to that quicker. And that was a gold split too. So yeah, this kingdom, we are just going to quickly collect 5 moons, and there are 2 tricks we can do, 2 pretty simple jumps we can do to speed it up. Hopefully I can get it, but for some reason I've really been struggling with the cheap jump recently. So I will attempt to do that. Another spot in the ground right here, shining spot for a moon. And yeah, as you can see at the top, there's only 8 circles, so that means we only need 8 moons. That's not going to make it, so I will retry. And there's the jump. So yeah, cap jumps are a really crucial part of this run. At the start of me running this game, I wasn't actually able to do those movements, and it would really slow me down. I wasn't able to do them consistently. So we'll get the moon right there. We're going to capture a cheap sheep in a minute, just to be able to not only collect a few moons, but also do the trick I was talking about. There we go. So then we're actually able to shake the controller right there to reveal an extra moon. And then that is the final one before the boss fight. So now we're going to do a quick trick where we're going to jump up here. We're going to get out of the cheap sheep, and then we're going to hopefully make this. Just like that. Easy. I don't know why I've been failing that so much recently, but at least I did good here. Whoops. Damn it. Okay, we'll just do it normally for this one. For the rest of the cycles, we can pretty easily stop him. So we'll just do this, and you can actually ground pound through him now, and then hit him again, and then do exactly the same thing. And that's Rango done. There you go. Took me a while. I always seem to forget one of their names, and it always seems to change every time. So that is Lake Kingdom done. Pretty simple. And then next kingdom we're going to be moving on to is Wooded. So we actually get a choice. As you would have probably seen, the menu was a bit different after we exited Sand Kingdom. That's because it gave us the chance to get to Lake or Wooded. We decided to go to Lake first in this speedrun, but then in Darker Side, my route actually makes me go to Wooded first, because it actually changes the warp painting destinations. So I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, but it definitely makes a difference. So which moon is the hardest to get in my opinion? That's quite difficult. I don't really have a difficult moon. I have some difficult tricks. So actually one of them is Metro, where it's actually inside of the building, so just before the Mecha Wiggler fight. But I'm actually not going to be doing that in this run, because I was actually practicing it earlier, and I just could not do it consistently, so I've not been able to do it consistently in runs either, so I think I'll decide against that. Maybe I'll try once, but I highly doubt I'll be able to do it, especially in a marathon. Wait, heck. Wrong way. I seem to do that every time as well, because I used to use a route, but I actually don't have my route notes open anymore. So we go this way. We will need to go that way next time though. Whoops. So a lot of the moons in this kingdom we're going to get from nuts. So there's a clip you can do here by jumping, and then I believe backflipping into that moon, and then if you hit A on the exact 2 frames that you need to, then you actually clip through the wall, and it is slightly quicker. But obviously I will not be doing that, because I can't even do normal clips. But yeah, as for the hardest moon, I'm not actually too sure. Maybe if we count the boss fight in Bowser's Kingdom, although I don't actually do that as a... I don't actually do the tricks on that fight, which save around 2 to 3 minutes. I do attempt them, but I've never actually really focused on a high-level run and then tried to replicate the strats myself, mainly because practicing in this game is really difficult, because you get 5 files, but then you actually can't replay fights, so that is definitely a flaw when it comes to speedrunning it, because you actually can't replay the fights. Apart from the one in Moon Kingdom, you can replay one in Moon Kingdom. Not as to not spoil the game too much, although it has been out for over a year. I don't really want to spoil it too much. But yeah, you can replay the fight in the Moon Kingdom once you've completed the game. Whoops. So right here we're in the sub area to make our way up to Spew, which is the fight. The first fight of this kingdom. I was really worried for a second because the last time I was doing anything like this or practicing, I thought I missed a ton of moons because I've actually been prepping myself for Darker Side recently, which is a category where you need 500 moons, and I believe when I get to this fight I have like 13, so I thought I'd missed a ton of moons, but I don't think I have. Because there's actually a second fight in this kingdom. So, Spew right here is quite difficult to go damageless. Whoops. Oh no. How did I fail that? No problem. But yeah, this part is normally easy to stop, unless you do what I just did. And then if you do this, and then this, you get a free hit. Although I failed it. Not too much time lost. It's only really if you're going for a world record or anything that I would need to do that. But I just do it anyway, because it saves a couple of seconds sometimes. So you having to hit him twice. Instead you hit him with Cappy, and then... or Cappy on Cappy's way back. And then your second hit will be with Mario. But yeah, that is fight number 1. And then the next one is actually... I actually don't remember the name. It will probably ring a bell when I see it. But it's the one with the flowers. It's in the flower field, so... it will ring a bell. So yeah, we're going to go to the part I was just at a minute ago, where I was in the wrong spot. I actually collect a few rocket flowers here, why not? Make our way over quicker. And then... okay, I somehow made it, although there was an absolute ton of lag just there. I'm not sure why. The game just randomly lagged a ton. Okay, let me just make sure I made it. I always seem to destroy not enough blocks here. Always try and rush my way through, and then it never works out. So, hopefully I've destroyed enough. Hold on. And make our way up like that. And then use a rocket flower to speed ourselves up. Oops. And then we'll make our way up here. So you need to hit all 4 targets, but the reason why we're not going to hit them straight away, if you're wondering, is the cannons will actually disappear, the cannon shots. So we're going to start hitting them now. And we actually made it. Wow. Normally it takes me an absolute while to get all of those. So that is that moon. And then after this, we actually need to do the boss fight, and then we'll be done with this kingdom. So somewhere I missed 2 moons. I'm thinking, hold on. If I get the route up a second, I'll be able to get some moons. It's fine. So yeah, this boss fight, we'll be able to do this. So yeah, we actually have 100 coins, so we can buy a moon from the shop. And then there's another moon. I've definitely missed some easy moons though. But this is the reason why I get checkpoints. Easiest to get. Makes it easier to just walk to some places and get some extra moons. But this is why my estimate's really forgiving, I guess. Because clearly I needed it. So yeah, this boss fight, all we need to do is hit the blue lights between the blocks. So they're always in the middle. Whoops. Oh no. Alright, we'll get that one later. Nice. And there we go. Yeah, I've got an idea of the moon I'm going to get. So I've got the shop moon, which is literally right next to the Odyssey, and then another one will be after the piranha plant fight. And actually there is a moon before that I could get that also involves a nut. But yeah, I've never been 2 moons short in this kingdom. I'm really wondering where I actually missed them. Yeah, I knew I was behind in moons. For some reason I thought I was behind in moons earlier, but I'm not sure if I was behind in moons earlier or not. Anyway, that's what it is. Okay, actually, the 2 moons I missed are quite easy, so they're actually right at the start, so that's quite fortunate actually. So I will show you them. So it's the rabbit moon and it's the moon rock. So that will literally not even cost us any time, or not much time at least, because it's literally right next to the Odyssey. I had a feeling I missed some moons. This is why I should really use my route more often. But yeah, I'm doing really good compared to my PB still, but that's clearly why, because I missed 2 moons. So, apparently now these are the 2 hardest moons for me. Hitting a rabbit and breaking a rock, they're the hardest 2 moons in this game. So there's moon number 1. And there's actually a moon rock right here, which you can grab and then hit on another rock and you'll instantly break it instead of having to... Wow, I went over it. Instead of having to destroy it by keep on hitting Cappy on it or ground pounding it or anything of that sort. So that didn't cost us too much time. I'll take it. So that is wooded, quite a long kingdom. Next is Cloud, so it's only a boss fight. So this one, literally, there is no moons, we just need to kill Bowser. So it will tell us we're going to the Metro Kingdom, and instead we're going to get given a detour to the Cloud Kingdom. And then we're actually going to get warped back. We're going to get thrown back to the Lost Kingdom, which is another annoying kingdom in this run, where you can actually lose a minute just to Klepto, which we will talk about soon. But there is a trick that saves a couple of minutes if we do decide to do it, and we will do it because it's relatively simple, as I keep saying. But all these tricks are relatively simple, it's just I'm not able to do them. So just skip a couple of clouds right there. Skip the cutscene. It's quite difficult to skip cutscenes at the same time as pressing buttons, because to skip a cutscene you need to press plus and then also press A. So it can take quite a while. So for this we're going to use motion controls, so it It can take a lot longer if you don't use motion controls, so a lot of this run uses forced motion controls, which is quite annoying for some people. So yeah, this fight, he's not actually going to fight back. He's only going to actually fight back once in the third cycle, and he fights back a lot more in the Moon Kingdom fight, which is a lot of the reason why I've died there recently. I think I've died there once or twice. Whoops. So if we took damage to the white hat, it actually would have reset the cycle. But we actually didn't take damage to that. We took damage to a purple hat, so it didn't reset it. So normally Bowser will actually jump here, but if we make our way over to him quickly, it will actually not happen. So I'm glad we were able to not lose time to that. And that's Cloud Kingdom, pretty simple. So now the cutscene basically shows us getting our Odyssey destroyed, and we get thrown into the Lost Kingdom. So we need 10 moons here, and there's actually a skip called, well, Meme Tree, but it uses the tree. But a lot of people call it Meme Tree because it can take quite a while. So we need to triple jump right here and up here, and that is Meme Tree. So it saves about 2 minutes, and the reason why it does is because of Klepto. So we will see Klepto in a minute, and if Klepto steals Cappy, you will need to obviously go back up to Klepto. And he has a ton of triggers in this kingdom, because this kingdom is actually quite small. So if you go in any of the areas of his trigger, he will basically steal Cappy. It doesn't matter where you are, it will teleport you back to pretty much the start of this kingdom. So you're pretty much forced to go around this way, which is actually quite fast, because there are a lot of moons to be able to complete this. So we're going to get this moon right here, and then we're going to get rid of Klepto right here. So I believe all I need to do is trigger him like this. But then I'm actually going to kill him just to be safe, because if he does steal Cappy, it will cost us around a minute. It has happened before, and I've seen it takes around a minute. Pretty much as close to a minute as it gets. So actually it's a good thing I didn't get that checkpoint right there, because if I did, there's actually a kill strat. A kill boosting strat we do at the end of this kingdom. Where basically, if you get the moon, you can actually make it back up afterwards, but it's a lot easier to not do that. So we'll be able to... Whoops. We don't actually need that moon yet. We don't need that moon at all. That's in the darker side route. The darker side route's getting me again. So yeah, this is the moon that we're going to use a death boost for. So right here, we are going to... Whoops, we're going to die like that. So if I got the checkpoint... See, there was me trying to be greedy, because I tried to just jump straight into it. I tried to dive into the moon. What I normally do is I will throw Cappy to make sure I definitely get it. See, this is Klepto. This is why you don't die in this kingdom, because now you lose a minute. Now I get to see at least. Yeah, this was really good pace. It's still really good pace without this, but yeah, or with this. But I would prefer not to get Klepto. So if we get up here quickly, we'll be able to actually kill Klepto. If I got the checkpoint, that wouldn't actually have happened, because it would have saved the fact that Klepto died. But obviously now we need to get Cappy, and then we'll be able to make our way back over to the moon. Now I'm back up here, I could actually go and get the other moon that I already triggered. So, where I killed the cage, I'll get that moon instead. Saves us dying yet again, because obviously dying costs us 10 coins, and if we for some reason need to get a shop moon in another kingdom, if we are short on moons, then that will cost us. And actually I didn't lose too much time there, because that was a really, really good Lost Kingdom. So we probably only lost around 10 to 15 seconds instead of a minute, which is really good considering we got kleptoed. So yeah, we're still on PB pace. So Metro Kingdom, now we're moving on to the longest kingdom in the game. So there are a lot of moons to do here. So the first part of this kingdom, a lot of people actually split this into two parts. One of them is Night Metro and one of them is Day Metro, because it is literally, as you can see from, if you've seen any runs before, this is a really long split. It's around 15 minutes long. My one is 13 minutes 50. Obviously, better runners would have shorter splits, but yeah, mine is 13 minutes 50. So we're going to make our way over here, and there is a skip called Metro Skip. Now, it's quite precise, but once you get used to it, it's quite easy to do. I believe this took me like 3 or 4 hours to actually get, because I wasn't able to do the basic jumps, as I was talking about earlier. But now I'm able to do this, and that saves around 2 minutes, because it actually skips having to do the entire... Well, we actually made it on here too. It skips having to do the entire sequence in this kingdom, having to go all the way around on the left-hand side, and it also allows us to get that moon right there a lot easier. So we'll make it up to this platform, and make it over here. That was really fast compared to what I normally do. Normally I just fall straight onto the floor, just to make sure I actually don't fall down and get stunned and stuff. But I decided to go for it, because why not? And maybe I will do that jump that I was talking about earlier, because I did manage to do it successfully once, but then failed it twice out of 3 times I did it. So now we're inside the town hall. So we're going to make our way up here. There's actually another moon here, which is in a chest that we're going to be able to get. Oh no, we fell down. That's fine. Yes, there's a trick. So we're going to be able to make our way all the way back up here. And if you're wondering about purple coins, if you've never seen this game before, we do not need purple coins in this category, because we're obviously only completing the game. Purple coins do not give you anything like they do in Sunshine with blue coins. They will only allow you to buy stuff like outfits. And we made the trick. Wow, I'm really surprised I made the trick. I only did that once out of 3 in practice. I don't know why I went for it. Now that's going to be really difficult to PB. Heck. So yeah, that basically, as you can see, the camera angle sucks there. So it's a very annoying trick. But we managed to do it. So here in this fight, we're going to be able to capture a tank. And hopefully, now we just made that trick, we're going to be able to get a 2 cycle. So obviously that is the first cycle. Very easy cycle. But then the next one, we are actually going to be pressured quite a lot, because there are actually more wiggler parts in this Mecha Wiggler in cycle number 2, and it is quite difficult to make, not gonna lie. A lot of the time I'll make a 3 cycle, and it costs quite a lot of time if you have to do a 3rd cycle. Hopefully we'll be able to do it in 2, but a lot of the time I am unable to do that. I'll probably have to suffer some hits. I'll probably have to take some damage to ensure that I get a 2 cycle, because as you'll see in a minute, he's actually going to fire these at us, which are going to distract us. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, not going to be able to get a 2 cycle there. No worries. We managed to do the trick, so that pretty much cancels out, which is fine. And we only have 2 wiggler segments to get right now, so it's not too bad. Okay. No, made a 4 cycle. At least I didn't die. I was too focused on not dying. I think that's the priority. Because I have died here before. Just saying. I have died here, I believe. I'm not sure if it was in my first run offline, but I know I died here, and it's not easy to take. Let's just say that. Not easy to take. So that's the boss. And then after we've done that, we're going to try and collect the 4 musicians of this kingdom. And then we'll be able to fix the power supply for them. For the kingdom, and then we'll be able to do the festival. So on our way there, we will be collecting a lot of the moons using the checkpoint we actually got. So we'll be able to see that in just a second. So skip the cutscene right here, and instantly we're going to start off, before we even get into the main part of Metro, we're going to instantly start off right here with a moon, which is actually uncovered once we've done the fight. I always seem to miss this one too, always the ones that are out of the way. So now we're going to use the scooter to get around pretty quickly, so hopefully I do it in the right order, otherwise it'll end up despawning, which we do not want. So we're going to instantly make our way over to this moon, most wholesome moon in the game, Bench Friends. And then now we're going to make our way over to Pauline. Glad I managed to not make that despawn. I was wondering if it would despawn because I spent so long trying to talk to the guy on the bench. So now we've talked to Pauline, we now need to go over to these beacons where the musicians are, basically. And I believe the next one is the drummer, and then we need to go to the Mario blocks. And then we need to go to the OTEP guy. Normally I do it in the wrong order. I seem to do it in the wrong order every time. So we will go over to here now. Obviously if we do the OTEP guy, we'll have to capture the wire, and then we'll end up making the scooter despawn, and then obviously it'll only be back at the start of the Metro Kingdom, which is not good because it obviously takes a long time to get back over here. So now all we need to do, instead of using the scooter, we need to go to the OTEP guy just normally and bonk. That's the normal way, by the way, bonking. Oh, I know no different. So you need to get this moon first, as I've seen before. If you accidentally talk to the musician first, then you'll actually end up getting respawned over in the town hall, which is not good because then obviously it will take a long time to get back over here. Bonk. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of bonks. An awful lot of bonks. We've already had an awful lot of bonks. So now we will actually not even get out of the town hall, we will just use a checkpoint. And we're going to do a few moons right now, just by long jumping pretty much. So there is 3 moons we can do like this. So moon number 1 is hopefully going to be like this. We're going to stand on the rail right here. Make it like that. And then the next one is by falling down here. If the counter went up, then I'm guessing it went through. Modest. And unlucky, we're not able to make that jump. I should have thrown my cap again. That was a mistake. Okay, so instead of getting it by long jumping right there, instead all we're going to do is just this, by jumping from the checkpoint again, which is a lot easier, as obviously the jump I tried to do right there was a bit more precise. If I threw my cap, I believe I would have made it, but it is quite a difficult jump. But no biggie. So now we've completed that, we need to now repair the supply. So there's actually 2 extra moons we can do here by going into the drain. And then there's also the multi-moon for the festival. Yeah, to AFK, yeah. Yeah, all donations are appreciated. Make sure you do donate if you can. So we're going to be able to activate this right here and then get up to this platform, which is going to give us a bonus moon and a bonk. Always got to get the bonk in. So yeah, there's the bonus moon, and then we're going to need to kill some piranha plants for a second moon. I can never get in pipes quickly. Not without bonking, which obviously isn't quick. Okay, so after that we're going to be able to click that switch, or ground pound it, not click it. And then we'll be able to start the festival. Which is clearly the best part of a World Peace run. The main reason why I started doing World Peace runs, actually, not a joke. Obviously any percent is a lot more competitive too. An awful lot more runners do any percent. Mainly because it's the shorter category. I know a lot of the time shorter categories do get more players. But not if they're ILs. Most people just jump straight to the main category that's listed on speedrun.com, which is usually the shortest one. Obviously there are some shorter categories like nipple percent and stuff, but they are in the category extensions. So yeah, another one of my fails recently is where I died in the festival, which was not fun. So if you think getting a 4 cycle on Mecha Wiggler is bad, I'm not even phased by it when I think about a couple of weeks ago when I actually died in the festival and still PB'd. That was the worst part about it. I still PB'd and I had to watch that 3-minute time loss in my splits. But the problem was, it was such a good Metro Kingdom, I only actually lost around 6 seconds, which is crazy to think about. So I didn't even get that in my sum of worst. But it was still like the fact that I knew that I lost time here, which wasn't fun. Thankfully, we're going to go damageless, hopefully, with this. Don't know if I've ever completed this damageless before. Yeah, it looks like we're going damageless. Wow. I've probably completed it damageless before, but not much. So we talk to Pauline and then get the second multi-moon of this kingdom, and then that is Metro done. Very long kingdom, but it's very fun. Very fun to go around rushing on the scooter as well, and then with the checkpoint, long jump into all the moons, which does help. Obviously, 20 moons to get in this kingdom. It does definitely help in collecting them quicker. Anyway, next kingdom is Snow Kingdom, so we will actually be doing the Bound Bowl race, which is a lot, which is really slow, and there's actually a clip we can do, which we will again not be doing. Instead, we will be doing the 4 gates that unlock the area, but there is a clip you can do to actually completely skip it. And then, obviously, you'll need to collect some moons elsewhere. So we lost some time. Not terrible, considering we took so long on Mecha Wiggler. I'm glad I went for the trick, though. Although it doesn't look too difficult, it's really difficult to pull off consistently, because it just takes way too long to get used to the camera angle, really. I know a lot of the time in Moon Kingdom, in the final area, it will also happen, which is quite annoying. So here we're going to long jump down and make our way over to Hull, instead of going and getting stuff like Captain Toad moons, which we would do if we did the clip. But instead we're going to get all our moons down here. So instead of going straight forward, we're actually going to go backwards to get a moon right over here. There we go. And then the next one we'll actually be using the umbrellas to do it. First try, nice. Again, another trick I seem to struggle to do first try, so I'm happy with that. All the stuff I'm normally really good at, I'm failing in, and all the stuff I'm really bad at, I'm succeeding in. I'm not sure if I'm happy or sad about that. The run's still alive, so it's all good. Controller hasn't died yet, and the console hasn't died yet, so it's successful. Okay, so here are the gates. So there's actually a way of telling, and I will tell you guys in a minute, how you can tell which gates you completed or not. Whoops. There we go. And here's the cutscene. Damn it. Oh no. Whoops. I apparently did that. Okay. So we're just going to do exactly the same thing as we did in Lake. And beat the boss just like that. So that is number 1 in this kingdom. One of them we can actually completely skip. So there are a lot of extra moons we can get in these areas. I know there's one of them in this section. I don't think there's one in the next section we're going to do, but we actually don't do them. Obviously it's a lot quicker to do other moons, but had it have been a longer run, or if it was something like all unique moons, obviously we would do it. So that's gate number 1 unlocked. There we go. So actually now you will see that the snow enemies, not enemies, the snow allies I guess, are actually standing by the pathway instead of by the gate. And then if they're standing at the gate, it means that you haven't unlocked it yet. Which I actually only figured out when I was trying to figure out which ones I missed in a speedrun. Because I actually lost track. Whoops, that's a death. But yeah, deaths aren't too punishing in this game. That's the good thing, because one of the games I used to run quite frequently is 3D World. Alright, now I'm just messing it all up. Yeah, so one of the games I used to run a lot is 3D World. And if you fail it in 3D World, if you fail anything in 3D World, you're just gonna, like, you're gonna suffer. Because basically catsuits play a really important part. And you can only hold a bonus 1 active. Only one bonus. Whoops. You can only hold 1 bonus. Oh my goodness. So obviously if you lose both of those, and there's actually not many stages where there are extra catsuits. So if you lose both of those, it is really punishing, and you could lose literally minutes because the movement saves so much time. And that's one of the main reasons why I run this game instead now. Or for the most part, I don't really run 3D World much anymore, because obviously in this game if you die, there are no real power-ups, which is a good thing about it. So that is gate number 2. And then there's 2 left, and we'll have the Bound Bowl race. So here we're going to need to collect the moon shards to unlock the story moon. So we're going to make our way up here. There is a chest we can get by grabbing onto that ledge. which will give us another moon, but we again do not need it. And then we have one more gate left before we can unlock the final fight, or the final race in this kingdom. There we go. This is me trying to go fast. I end up going slower, that's the problem. Because bonks save time. Wow, I wish they saved time. I'll be world record holder right now if they save time. But yeah, we're actually going to be able to skip this entire section. There is an extra moon we can do here, which is also at the start. But we can literally skip the entire section just by long jumping right there. Normally we'd have to work our way up, and we'll be able to destroy each of the 4 icicles, I believe. I have not played this section in a long time. But when you play the area normally, you have to destroy all 4 icicles. Do not do that. Oh my goodness, I can't get in. There we go. Trying to go fast again. Alright. So yeah, we're going to make our way down now. So we're going to need to move our way into here and speak to the shy racer who doesn't want to race. Well, which we actually can't capture straight away because he's covering the spot on his head, which is where obviously Cappy sits. So now we've spoke to him, we're able to capture him. And then we're able to make our way over to the race. Obviously you bounce around an awful lot like this and it's very annoying, but thankfully this doesn't play a massive part in the run. So the race is around a minute long. I've only had one sub 1, I believe, so it's quite an interesting race. It's very odd. It's difficult to get used to, but it's quite a consistent first place. So you want to be hitting the bottom of these so you can actually make your way over quicker. That way you're cutting the corners and stuff. There is actually a corner you can cut. I'm not sure if it's on this race or the second version of this. But there is definitely a corner you can cut that I've seen people do before. But I don't do it because I believe it's for the second version of this race, which is the secret version after you've beaten World Peace. Which plays a part, I believe, in obviously all unique moons, 100%. Not sure if it's in Darker Side because it's quite slow. The races are quite slow, as you can tell. Only 3 moons for this. And there are much faster moons. Obviously we would do this in Darker Side because it's part of World Peace. But I'm not sure if we would do the other one because it's only for 1 moon. I believe it's only for 1 moon. But it lets you do it twice, so it may be for 2. I'm not actually too sure. So that's the race. Sub 1 or unfollowed, yeah. If you're looking for a sub 1, you've come to the wrong place, unfortunately. 103.97. I feel like that was better than normal. It was cleaner than normal, but the mistakes I did just costed more time. Whoops, there we go. I guess that's how we get it. Only 1 for the second race. Ah, right, fair enough. No sub 1. I've only got sub 1 once. It's difficult. In before your best time isn't even like close to sub 1. No, it probably is. It's probably like world record or something. So yeah, that's Snow Kingdom. So next is Seaside, which we're actually going to be able to skip quite a large chunk of. And pretty much Seaside is my favourite kingdom, but it is the most annoying kingdom, or the most boring kingdom. Not the most annoying kingdom, but the most boring kingdom in speedruns. But possibly the most annoying too, because the only real thing that differs besides capturing a gusher and making your way upwards to get moons is by fighting the boss. And obviously with the boss, You'll see in a minute how a mollusk, which is the boss, is quite irritating because the cycles can be quite weird, but hopefully we'll be able to make our way through it pretty well. So as I was just saying, the gushers, which are the blue squid enemies in this kingdom, are going to play a massive role. Literally every single moon we do in this kingdom requires these. So we're actually going to leave this down here so we can collect this. And then we're going to actually capture that gusher again, if we can. Not that it saves too much time, so if we don't, it's not the end of the world. And actually, if you collect a moon with a gusher captured, you will actually... Damn it. If you collect a moon with a gusher captured, you will actually regenerate your water. But we're not going to be doing that because that is... I'm not sure if there's enough water here, actually. But yeah, we're not going to be doing that. Oh, no! Okay, that's fine. Well, actually, that saved some time. It's fine. Alright. We'll just have to make our way back over. Hold on. See, this is why I don't do the normal strats in most kingdoms, because this is what normally happens. Play it a lot safer, normally. Okay, so now we're going to make our way over to this moon. Instead of having to go from the bottom, where I just actually was, instead what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight here and collect the moon. And then be able to get the switch straight away. Obviously, the actual part of this, if we didn't do that skip, would take a very long time. I believe that's one of the biggest tricks in this game. Obviously, the tricks that save the most time in this game are actually the easiest ones, which is quite good for runners like me. So there's 2 switches down. Oops, I don't need another one. So we're going to use the rocket flowers to get over here quicker. And again, we're going to need to capture another gusher to be able to get rid of the lava here. And make our way in here. Collect the moon. And then all the lava will disappear once we collect the moon. So we'll be able to easily get straight back up again to get the switch. So actually, when you heal... I'm not sure if I actually finished it off earlier. I know it was a long time ago. But when you heal, if you collect a multi-moon, it will not play the healing cutscene. But as you can see there, with the story moon, it didn't heal me in the cutscene, but it instead healed me after the cutscene. If you get a multi-moon, though, obviously it still plays a cutscene, but it will not actually visibly heal you. So we're going to collect this moon using the gusher because it's just easier. We need to collect the gusher anyway, and it will regen the water a little bit. So we're now going to need to make our way over here. That may not be enough water, I'm not sure. Oh, I wasted some. Oh no. I can't get it. Oh man. That sucks. Yeah, if we got it, we would have been able to just go from there, but instead we now need to make our way back over to a gusher again, which costs a lot of time, and this is why this kingdom is the most annoying in speedrunning, because it takes so long to go back over and get a gusher. So we'll go back over here. And now we'll be able to go into this lake right here. And then make our way over to this moon... Oh no, I'm running out of water again. Hold on. Alright, it's going to be faster for me to go back like this. As stupid as it is. It's going to be faster than making our way over. I'm not sure what's faster. Jumping's definitely faster. So yeah, the rematch in this kingdom, in this fight that you're about to see in a minute, is a lot easier than this. Because you actually have unlimited water. I don't think the fight actually changes in any real way, apart from the fact that you have a ton more water, which clearly makes it a lot easier. And now we got that one, we don't even need Toad. Don't need that either anymore. Just do the backflip cappy jump. For which part? No. No, if you mean collecting the moon, no, because you need to... I needed to regen the Gusher's water. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, so with this boss fight, a ton of Gushers spawned. Which I really wish were there in the first place. But they're not. But yeah, as you'll see in a minute, this fight's very annoying. Because obviously you have limited water. But then in the Mushroom Kingdom, you're up in the clouds, so it just gives you unlimited water. Which is so much easier. Obviously having to regen it there instead of running out. You have to fly over, yeah. Yeah, there's a limit. Alright, I can't actually hit him yet. So we're going to go on this way round. Make sure he gets hit. That's part number 1 of the cycle. And then he's going to spin out of control, throwing the bombs. And then hopefully he's going to land over there where the third switch was. We've actually ran out of water on the rematch before. Really? How long did that take? As long as you don't take too long, surely... I never even noticed the water even go down, so I would have thought that you don't even run out of water. Well, obviously now you know you don't have unlimited water, but if you're fast enough, you do. Damn it. Oh, I don't even know if the water was going to reach him, because I was too high up. And we missed again, because this fight's bad. I don't try and trash talk games, but not gonna lie, this fight's messed up. It's always messed up. Every time. The rest of the kingdom's alright. I just was being an idiot earlier. But this fight is just bad. That's just the end of the day, really. And now we're a minute and a half behind in Seaside. But still plenty of time compared to Estimate. Just went down just as fast as normal. I guess there's a spot without air water. Possibly, I'm not sure. I haven't played it casually in a long time, but I did find it a lot easier than the first one. So that's Seaside done, thankfully. So next we're going to move on to Luncheon. Now this is another one of the big kingdoms with over 15 moons to collect. Coming to almost the end of the run right here. With Luncheon. Luncheon is quite a big kingdom. It's around 10 minutes long. 10-12 minutes on my splits. And then we'll have another boss fight to do. And then we'll already be in Bowser's Kingdom, which is a long kingdom, although we don't need to do many moons. But obviously it makes sense that it's a long kingdom because it's quite late into the run. So that split was terrible. Not my worst, but hey, it's fine. Okay. Again, as I said, my estimate's very forgiving, so I'm not worried yet. So, Luncheon, again, I also mess up my splits, or mess up my moon order here quite a lot, so I'll get my notes up. So the first moon we're going to do here takes a little bit of a jump, as we saw earlier, with stuff like Metro Skip. Whoops, the Cappy just went at an angle there. Hold on. I normally do a triple jump. Hold on. There we go. There's the trick, and able to get the moon right there. So obviously if you roll down that hill, it'll be quite risky because it's obviously at a slope, so clearly that's not a good idea. We want to preferably stay alive on our way through this kingdom. And I will not be doing that. There we go. Nice. Barely made it up. I thought that was a bonk. So this is the second version of the Spewart fight. Nothing changes here. Just going to hopefully be able to beat him. Obviously the arena is rectangular instead of circular. Whoops. Cappy didn't do that. Extra hit. We'll try and do the extra hit now. Oops, missed it again. Alright, never mind. Literally doesn't save much time at all, so no worries. So that's the boss fight done. Only one moon for that though. As we saw earlier with the Rango rematch in Snow Kingdom, there was only one moon. And it is exactly the same here. So once we've got that, we are going to go to the pillar in the corner, and then we're going to make our way to the cheese rocks, which is normally the part I get the wrong way round. Normally I go to the wrong pillar on the left-hand side instead of the right, which we will actually be doing once we've done the cheese rocks. Once we've actually got the first multi-moon at that, which is quite a long time away. And I will get the checkpoint just in case we need it. So we're going to get this moon right here. Whoops, okay. And then now we're going to make our way... Actually, we need to do a bonus moon right here. Remembering. I think I missed it out in my notes. No, I think I just forgot to read it. That's probably more accurate. I don't think I would have missed it in my notes. I would have realised after all this time. This is probably my 9th or 10th run of this category. No reset. Whoops. Oh, I knew that would happen. Okay, so we're going to capture a Panbro right here, and here's where the RNG comes in. So we're going to try and hit that lever rock right there, or the rock that is blocking the lever. Can't speak right now. And the camera angle is going to change, but we're going to be able to make it. And then collect the moon right there. And then now we're going to actually go onto the mountains to get a moon, and then we're going to get a free multi-moon. Who doesn't like free multi-moons? So, obviously it's required for world peace, because it unlocks the second part of the fight, or the second part of the fight, it unlocks the actual fight, which is the second multi-moon, I guess. So we're going to unlock, well, we're going to do it right here. Going to get that candle. And get a moon for that. Whoops, I rolled instead. Wrong button. And again. Seem to love the lava right now. So we're going to go over to the mountain. And with a bit of luck, not die. So we're going to make our way up here. And then we will use the fork to get back up quicker. And then we're actually going to need to use the meat to bait Cookatiel to go over to us. So we're going to capture the meat right here. Whoops, I always seem to do that. And then literally free multi-moon right here. But once you do this, Cookatiel gets angry and it'll actually make you go all the way back to the start. where the Odyssey is. So we're going to get some extra moons where the Odyssey is, actually, just to make it worth our while. And then I might actually go to the checkpoint I got earlier. That may be faster. So we're actually going to do a timer challenge now. Over here. So there are a lot of timer challenges in this game, but this is the only one we actually do in the run, in World Peace. At least in my route. And then once we've done that, we're actually going to go over to the checkpoint that I didn't get, apparently. I seemed to do that last time. I think there's a checkpoint there and then I just miss it, meaning to get it. No worries. I guess I'll need to find out next time if it's faster. It probably isn't much faster, because it takes a while to warp. Actually, we don't even need to do that, because we need to go onto this mountain instead. So yeah, it's not faster, because we need to do this. Bonk again. Damn it. So many bonks. Wow, really? Okay. Okay, we'll make our way up on the platform. And then get on this mountain, and yet another spot. The recurring theme of spots with moons under them. So here is a sub area we're going to need. And there are 2 moons in here. One of them is a story moon, one of them is an extra. And we'll be able to make our way over to Cookateel once we've completed this. I always seem to miss this, I don't know why. All I need to do is hold forward. Or backward. Wrong way. Maybe that's why I always fail it. Okay, so we're going to make our way onto this right here. And then make our way up here. Light the candle, and then collect the moon. Obviously, if you miss the candle, it's no big deal, because there are extra Podobos right there, thankfully. Lots of backups in this game to make sure you don't have to completely redo an area, especially because it would be really awkward to redo an area unless you just killed yourself. So we're now going to go and do this little trick right here, which we will be able to skip quite a large chunk of the mountain climb by doing this. So jump number 1, and then jump number 2. We failed it. Unlucky. Alright, no worries. The checkpoint should be close to here. It should be just outside of here, if I remember correctly. I don't even know if that would have been enough distance to make that jump. But it's okay. So that's jump number 1 again. Yeah, obviously, because we didn't go far enough, we actually ended up hitting the purple rock. Purple/pink rock. Which costed us, basically, the trick. Clearly that didn't help us out. So we need 3 moons here. Which will be from Cookateel. Quite an annoying boss yet again. But hopefully we will be able to complete it. A lot of people seem to have problems with this boss, but it's not too difficult when you get used to it. As long as you're quite consistent at the 3rd cycle. The 1st and 2nd cycles aren't too bad, because obviously the 1st cycle right here is literally just a straight path, and you'll hit Cookateel just like that. But all you really need to do is cut Cookateel up on their path, because they're always going to go around the outside. So for this one, it's actually a swirling path, but if you stick to the middle, you will 100% make it. And this is the difficult bit, which I always play it safe on. Half safe. There's no real playing it safe on this boss, especially the 3rd cycle. So here is the 3rd cycle. It will spawn spots of puke. So you need to try and make it up like this, one by one. And with a bit of luck, it's going to spawn an extra one at the end. It's going to keep spawning them until we hit Cookateel. And then that's the end of the boss. So, not terrible, but can be quite annoying. If you miss it once, the cycle can reset and then you need to hit Cookatiel again from the bottom. But it's not the worst. It's not as bad as Mollusk, in my opinion. Mollusk is a lot more annoying. And that's Luncheon Kingdom right there, so pretty decent. Next coming up is Ruined Kingdom. So this is normally... this is the second boss fight. So along with Cloud earlier, swimming in its puke, yeah, pretty much. So Cloud earlier was a boss fight, but it didn't give us any moons. This next kingdom is a boss fight, but it will give us 3 moons. So we're going to end up crashing into the Ruined Kingdom, and there is a moon we can get here, which would be one of them that I believe is in Darker Side. Again, the category I keep referring to. If you're doing longer runs, but then for this run, we will not be doing that. Instead, we will just be, for World Peace, we will just be completing the dragon fight and then moving straight on instead of collecting the moon. The extra moon, because obviously we only need 3 moons in this kingdom, because it's only a boss fight. And obviously multi-moons give you 3. So it's quite a long fight. Whoops. No, I did this last time. I don't know why. I just seem to think there's another cutscene here. It's because there is in all the other kingdoms, apart from Cloud and Ruined. Alright, so one of the strats that was discovered recently is that it is slightly faster to actually damage boost onto the boss, so I'll try and do it in a second here, but I haven't really mastered it myself, really. And actually, I didn't even damage boost, heck. I just saved some time. Well, I lost some time, technically. But I haven't really learnt any fast strats for this. So basically, what you do is you damage boost, and you prepare the hearts before you actually take damage. But a lot of the time, I'll take damage before I even... to these little cycles here of rings. A lot of the time I'll take damage to these, and obviously need the hearts for them. And again, didn't take any damage. So clearly that didn't help the hearts. But yeah, normally you'll damage boost to get onto the dragon quicker. Not sure how much of a difference it actually makes. So yeah, a ton of rings right here, 5 sets of them. And then an instant fall. So there's a damage boost, but I actually damage boosted and fell off, so that wasn't worth it. Okay, and there's Ruined Kingdom. Quite a long fight, so obviously dying there is really the only punishing thing in this game. If you collect a lot of checkpoints, if you collect a lot of moons as well, there's also checkpoints that aren't really checkpoints, like actual physical checkpoints. As I saw earlier in Luncheon, when I died to that skip, it actually spawned me outside of the sub area where there wasn't even a checkpoint. So clearly, obviously this game is a lot less punishing than other games that I've run in the past, including 3D World, which became quite difficult to get a sub 3 and a sub 2. But I'm definitely taking this game a lot easier. Oh, Fortnite. Surprised it's not Smash, to be honest. So many online I've seen playing Smash. I don't think I've seen any others that I've been playing anything else. There's been one YouTube and one Fortnite, and apart from that, all Smash. So that was a gold split, actually. Cool. Small gold split. Not sure how it was. It wasn't that great. Maybe the movement was alright. I did bonk, though, I think. So, just proves to me that I have a ton more time to save. So this kingdom is 10.5 minutes long in my splits. But it's definitely improvable. It's definitely improvable to about 8 or 9 minutes for me, at least. So there is a strat we can do here, and there are some strats called birdless, there's strats called bonkless, there's strats called birdless, bonkless, but I don't do any of them, or I don't actually physically do any of them deliberately. Damn it, I can't make any jumps. Alright, I don't know what's wrong with me. Why can I not make any jumps? Alright, I'll just use the bird. Alright, tell them thanks for the good luck, Amy. Whoops. But yeah, it's going pretty well right now. We're really behind PB pace. We're 2 minutes 14 behind PB pace. So, that's not great. But my PB is 10 minutes 13 seconds better than my estimate. So I've got plenty of time. So yeah, as I was talking about earlier, it actually doesn't show the amount of moons that are required in this kingdom. But you do actually need 8. Whoops, there we go. So again here, to unlock a story moon, we're going to need to get some moon shards. We're going to need to use a bird right here too to knock some bombs into these crates. One of them will unlock a moon shard, and the next one will unlock a moon in the wall. So we need to get that right there. And then one more over here. Whoops, I missed one earlier as well, actually. I think I missed 2. I missed 2. Okay, I need to go over here. And then what's the other one I missed? Did I miss the one here? No, I missed this one. Wow, I missed 2. What's up with me missing moon shards and moons this run? That's 2 moons and 2 moon shards I've missed. Heck. So there's the moon right there. So I believe it's not possible for me to PB anymore unless I somehow pull some random birdless bonkless strat out of the bag, which I don't have a clue how to do. So I'll be very surprised if I can do that. So we'll be getting that moon right there. And that is the final one we actually need to get in the build up to this fight, I believe. So we're now going to need to use... Oh wait, no, this is a moon here. I always forget this one. So we're not going to get that checkpoint straight away. And the reason why is because if we take damage on this fight... So there's 2 fights right here. This is one of them and Topper is another one, which we first saw in Cap Kingdom. So if we take damage in this fight, we're actually using the checkpoint to heal back up. So it does make it a lot easier. Okay, we will just throw away that bomb so it doesn't leave a lava patch on the floor. And getting our second hit on the second try right there. Not too bad. So we're going to face away from the boss and it spawns the bomb there, which is what I've actually figured out recently, which really does help quite a lot. Not too bad, alright, never mind. Alright, good. First try and 2 second tries, that's quite good. So no damage taken. And the next fight is Topper. Now that fight was quite easy, but the next fight we're actually going to need to deal with an absolute ton of hats. So the first one, there's only 3. Not too bad, right? When you're finding it, there's 8. But that's fine. And then he's going to have 8 in this section, which is quite difficult. Oh no, this isn't good. Okay. And now there's like 15. So we need to find this quick, or this is going to take a long time, and possibly a death. Alright, that's the right one. On the outside, that's the right one. Eventually he'll just go back to normal again, but we obviously want to do it quicker, because it's a speedrun. Alright, nice, we managed to not die, because if we die we have to do both fights again, so that's good. But we managed to keep our ground down. Alright, so moon done. If we can, I will get that checkpoint if I didn't already get it. So it will save 3 seconds. Not sure if it was actually worth it, but okay. It probably was. So that's the final moon. The final moon we need before the multi-moon. At the end of the kingdom. So we're now going to make our way over to the boss fight. Okay, so I can make the jump here, but I can't make the jump earlier. I don't know why. Mainly because I've never actually went for the one earlier, but I thought jumping off of a crate would be just the same as jumping there. Not sure why it was different. Maybe I needed more momentum or something. Okay, so there's an absolute ton of checkpoints here, so I'm not even going to bother getting that one. And if you're wondering how I just did that movement right there, all I need to do is shake. And it makes this a whole lot quicker. Oops. So another checkpoint right here, and then we'll be able to make our way to Mecha Wiggler. Mecha Broodal. I know I called it Mecha Wiggler earlier by accident. I definitely did. Get them the wrong way around all the time. So it's going to drop 2 bombs, and then it's going to drop us a bird. So we're going to use the bird to knock back the bombs for the first cycle. And then we're going to do some possible strats, which are all completely unprepared, and I don't know any order of some sort. I know there's an order, but I don't know the order I'm actually supposed to hit these Broodals in. So don't expect me to be doing that properly. So right here, going to try and make it back onto the boss. And failed it. Okay, no worries. So we'll just grab the bird again. And we won't lose too much time for that, because we obviously tried to do it, but failed. There's nothing stopping us from trying to do it later. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make this cycle now. Nah. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm just going to hit him normally. Much quicker. Maybe later I'll try and climb up him like that. And we failed it yet again. Which means we're also going to take damage, which is not good. Oh no. Right, I'm not even going to try and grab the bird again. Not worth it. Much better to just try and do that. Grab some hearts. So these rings are actually going to go towards me, which is quite annoying. And it's also going to take a very long time for a bird to spawn, which is also an annoying part of this. Now he's going to throw some more rings. It's going to take a while, but no worries. Oh no. I don't like the look of this. Oh my god. If there were any less invincibility frames, I don't know. I don't want to think about what was going to happen there. Alright, I kind of want to go for strats to get this boss over and done with. Oh my god. Alright, I need to do this. I did it last run, but it was really lucky. Okay, right, I did exactly what I did last run, and that was get lucky. I needed it. I freaked out probably about as much as I did last run. Except this run isn't on PB pace. I'm just glad I didn't die. Well, okay. Glad we didn't die, because that takes a long time to recover. That boss is very long. Okay, so that's the final moon of the run. That's the 122, well, the 122nd, 23rd, and 24th run, moon of the run. That's all the moons we need. So now we are going to move on to the Moon Kingdom. And there's actually a skip coming up here, which was found really early, and I think if you've heard of Odyssey, you've probably heard of this trick. It's called Moon Skip. If you've heard of Odyssey speedrunning, that is, you've definitely heard of this trick, because it came out in probably the first week. I think it was the first major trick to actually be revealed. And basically, you have to ground pound or not long jump. You have to ground pound or backflip off of the Sphinx, and you do a certain movement with Cappy, and there are a few different ways of doing it, but the one I'm going to do is definitely one that works for me. Quite consistent, and I can definitely get it first or second try. Normally first if I don't rush myself. But I will explain it in just a second, because it's obviously a lot easier when it's on screen. So yeah, this is the part of the run where I died 4 times 2 runs ago. So with a bit of luck, we won't do that this time. With a bit of luck. Alright, so we're just going to make our way over ASAP. To the wedding hall. And normally, basically what Moonskip does is it saves a couple of minutes, because it saves you from doing the actual moon cave. So if you do the moon cave, you have to go through pretty much an entire area, which takes a really long time. So if we get this right here, we're actually going to get 2. Nice. Normally I miss that. Makes it a lot faster to get around here. If you only have 1, it will make you go a lot slower when you get closer to the Sphinx. So we're going to try and get on here. We're going to ground pound, do a cap throw, move back a bit, and then go to the L shape, and then fail. So I'm trying to explain it at the same time. Basically what we're doing is we're trying to do this ground pound. I think I was at a slight angle before. Go back. I'm surprised that worked actually. And then we need to hit the L. If you look a bit closer, it took me a long time to find it. It took me a good 3 to 5 minutes to find the actual L. But there's a small grey L in the wall. And if I leave a marker on the screen or something, it's definitely a lot easier to find. But you're aiming for the middle of it. And if you do hit the middle of it, it makes it a lot easier to make that skip. Because you need to be at a certain height to be able to hit the wall at where you need to. Damn it, that's 2 times. I did that twice earlier too. So yeah, absolutely nowhere near PB. This is one of the worst ones I've ever done. But yeah, I meant to explain it earlier as well with this fight. But basically, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to hit Bowser ASAP to make sure he doesn't move. So we're trying to hold his boxing hat as far as we can forward, but not too far forward, otherwise he'll actually take it back. So you don't want to be doing that. MIDI, please. But yeah, so you want to go as close as you can, and then quickly make your way over to him, because if you don't, he's going to jump to 3 of the platforms next to me. So 3 of the rings next to me, out of the 7 that there are, I believe. So you do not want him to do that, because it obviously loses a ton of time. But yeah, this run was definitely good. We're definitely way below estimate. But, I mean, my estimate was made when I had a PB of, like, 153. So, I mean, I've improved a lot since then. Been running this game an awful lot recently. hopefully darker side I'll be able to show off a little bit more. Okay, so here he's going to do 3 more hits, 3 more swipes, sorry. And then 1 more swipe, and that's the end of the fight. Skip the cutscene. Skip it again. Then spam A, and then we'll be able to get across to here, and this is the ending of the game, so we actually need to capture Bowser to escape. And we're actually going to be shaking the controller a little bit just to make sure we can get a little bit of extra hits. A few extra hits, sorry. Bad English again. Yeah, so we're going to try and get a few extra hits by shaking the controller. It is slower. So we're going to do a triple jump right there. Obviously, if we spam Y, you can see it's a lot quicker than doing fireballs. But obviously, if you're further away, you're not going to be able to reach it with a normal attack of a claw. So there's a skip here called Moon Skip, but I don't do it because it saves 2 seconds. And last run, or the run where I died 4 times here, I actually died 2 times in this section. So, and that wasn't even 2 Moon Skip. That was just me generally dying. So I definitely don't want to be going for any skips when I can't even do it normally. Whoops. This section was intense for you. Yeah, it's a fun section. And you get 6 health too. So last run I think I took 3 hits of health. 3 hits of damage because it just makes it easier. Taking damage in the last section. I think I'll probably do it here as well. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of the right one. That is slower, by the way, if I get rid of the right one, I think. But if you don't get rid of the right one, it does make it quite difficult to get it at the end as the final one. So you want to be able to get that with fireballs. Obviously, making your way over to it and getting rid of it with normal attacks is also quite slow, but it's a lot safer. So that's what I'm concerned about at the end of the day. So we're going to just stand over here, because obviously this platform isn't going to fall. It's a solid rock, rather than just the moon rocks. And slight camera angle change, but it's fine. And timing ends on this when we go through the pole. So we're going to grab the pole, and when we actually go forward, the timing ends. So timing's about to end. And 3, 2, 1, go. There. Done. I don't know why I said go, but hey, that's the first word that popped into my head. GG. That was a really good moon. Really good moon. 49.6 seconds saved. So, yeah, this run is really fun. If you're looking into getting into speedrunning, definitely get started with something like this if you enjoyed the game. Because this speedrun is quite easy to get into. You can obviously use a route if you want, or you can use a basic route. One day maybe I'll make a PowerPoint or something or Google Slides for my route, because it's quite basic and it's quite easy to use at the start. I know there is a document on the forums of speedrun.com. There's an awful lot of help on there and stuff if you want to get into this running this game. So yeah, it's a very fun run. It's very easy to get into, as I said. I'm going to end up repeating myself quite a lot. So yeah, the main reason why I added 2 minutes after the run is for this cutscene, because it's pretty good, especially the vibrations. The vibrations of the Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller, whatever controller you decide to use, it's pretty funny. So yeah. But yeah, there's an absolute ton of categories in this game. But yeah, I'm glad the run went so well. We didn't PB, we were nowhere near PB, but we went really, really under estimate, so I'm happy with that. I could have got away with a 150 estimate, but actually, I wanted to set my estimate as 150. But my PB at the time was like 153, and I think the run I submitted was like a 154. So, something like that, I don't know. So I didn't really want to submit my my estimate as a time that was lower than mine. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of UKSG. There's a ton of excellent runners coming up, so make sure you stay tuned.